everybody that Sailormoon held it, so I want to give away at the end.
Okay. While we're doing that, how many do you have?
22.
I want to do like raffles, or do you want to do them at the end?
I'd rather just hand them out at the end, whoever wants. It's a reward for everyone who stays to the end.
Okay. All right. Come here. Go to the next page. Let's see. Can you hear me out there? Yep. All right. Welcome to the Family of Moonlight presentation of Sailormoon, celebrating new generations of fans. Little info about Family Moonlight here. Does anybody have heard about Family Moonlight from Facebook or anything? Like seen us share? Go ahead and raise your hands if you have. I see them. Basically myself, Nate's my co-panelist. My name is Meg Tyler. I'm known online as Lily John. Family Moonlight's been around since February 20th, 2010. We're basically a website run by fans, for fans, giving you the driver's seat for the Sailormoon community. As you see, our lovely little Sailor Moonlight she's created by Angel Chrono Kinsei. She's currently an artist in the Artist Alley, and then we have a couple other staff members I've listed here. You can check us out online. This is me. Normally I'm in costume. You probably have seen a couple of pictures of me. I currently run and actually host a couple of DeviantArt groups, like Live Action Sailormoon, Naoko, or the Family Moonlight. That's a little bit about myself. I am an artist. Those who have found me in the Artist Alley, look up Lily's art. You can either find me as art or for photography. Where'd you get your bag?
I'm Nate. I'm along.
Where did I get my bag?
Your wig.
My wig? This little lovely wig was commissioned by God Saves Our Queen Fashion. I don't know if you know the name. She's well known. She was the one who, a couple years ago back at OhioCon, a girl dressed up as Queen Beryl from Pretty Garden Sailormoon and won the Best in Show contest with that wig and costume. If you look up God Save Our Queen Fashion, either on Facebook or online, you can find her. She made that lovely wig for me. Well, thank you for that.
I've got it my own mic.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
Go ahead.
Now let's see, what did I write about myself? I'm Nate. Online handle Zippo. I'm active in, or at least I was active in several Sailormoon forums. I've been pretty busy lately. I've been into the fandom since the first syndicated run of the Deke dub. I was aggressive about finding bootlegs of Sailormoon once I realized we weren't getting the real version. I hate censorship.
Yeah, because unfortunately we don't speak about that company anymore.
Yes, that's not true.
Thank goodness they're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah. If only we
Thank
could
God
get
for
someone else to
Viz.
do a good version of Sailormoon. I digress. We'll get to that later.
aka Disney. There are some company, Disney. There you go.
Nickelodeon will do a worse
I-
job.
I've been cosplaying Sailormoon guys since '09, going to anime conventions since '08. I try to do things other than tuxedo masks because they're generally overdone. I've only seen one this year and he hasn't shown up to anything. Is he here today? No? I meant he's here in the panel. And I do have a YouTube channel with a few con videos, /Zippo on YouTube if you care to check me out. I'm a huge Nintendo fan, and you can catch me at the Playing with Power Nintendo fan panel tomorrow afternoon when there's precious little running against me.
Do you have a Zippo lighter?
I do, not on me. I don't smoke, so it just runs out of fuel and I never get to use it anyway.
Sounds like me. Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, basically we're going to run through, we're going to go through the panel, generations of fans. I'm going to go through a little questionnaire for you. We're going to do a tag pose contest. Then we're going to have a little news roundup about the latest news, latest merchandise, trivia contest, and then finally at the end we're going to do a cosplay contest. Okay. We're going to start in with a couple questions regarding fans. Are you fans of the 90s anime, the manga, either Same You as the live action musicals, or Pretty Garden Sailormoon, or the latest Sailormoon Crystal? What are your stories of those? Go ahead and raise your hand if you'd like to share. Who went up first? Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
right. Wow. I suppose I am a fan of the 90s anime. I kind of started watching it when I was a kid, the English dub, but then after a while it wasn't on TV anymore and I was starting to get into other things. But Nate's my fiance and he's got me back into the 90s anime, the Japanese with the English subtitles, and I think it's great. It's awesome. I'm really loving it. I guess I'm kind of an old new fan. Because I was a little bit into the 90s, but now I'm getting back into it.
She's rediscovering it and rediscovering the real version.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty great. I mean, I'm really loving it. My favorite character is Sailor Jupiter. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to be able to shoot lightning out of my hands and, you know, just throw big, beefy guys around. All right.
Unlike me.
What's next?
Next handout. I'm coming. I'm going.
Hi. Sorry about that. Hi. I was a big fan of the 90s one when I was a very little girl, pretty much in preschool. I would watch it every day after school. I actually broke my grandma's TV when they canceled it because I was so upset.
Way to go all out.
Then I pretty much stayed into it the whole time growing up. It was always one of my favorite fallbacks to watch if there wasn't anything on that I was really interested in. I have the entire series in manga, including the Sailor B Chronicles and Shibuya stories. I used to have all 3 movies, but I lost them. And I have currently the entire first season of the original Japanese dub on DVD, and I just watched them. It was kind of like watching them for the first time since I was so little, the first time I saw them. And the ending from the anime was changed in the manga, and it very much broke me. It really hurt to rewatch it. But that's pretty much my story, and
Thank you. Okay.
Hang on, Nick.
I've been a fan of Sailor Moon since it was under Deke in the 90s, and I rediscovered it too when it was on Cartoon Network, and been a big fan of Takasu, don't know if I pronounced that right, live fantasy action. Started to watch the live action one.
Basically, I was searching on Google for some cool animes to watch, and I stumbled upon Sailor Moon Crystal. I've only watched the first 4 episodes, but I'm hooked.
I kind of am a fan of a lot of them. As a kid, I watched it, but then I stopped. But then I watched all of the musicals. Then I heard a new anime was coming out, so I watched every single episode in Japanese of the original.
Yeah.
And it hooked me.
She's got my bag.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been a fan since I saw it on Cartoon Network, and came home every day from school, sat in front of my TV, stared at it endlessly, and then when it stopped playing, I was just like, what the hell's going on? I don't understand. It was on every day. What is wrong with this? And so then I went to Blockbuster down the street, and in like the free video section, there was like the 3 episodes of like right before they fight Zoisite, and you stop staring in the back, and then Princess happens. Yeah, those 3 episodes or something. I rented that video like every week and just watched it over and over. So that song from the English is like feels much feels.
Well, thank you. Who's over here? Okay.
I don't know why you're ducking under me. I'm shooting you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Am I okay?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. Hello, I've been a fan of Sailor Moon since I was 6 and when it was on Cartoon Network. My neighbor, brother, and I would always imitate the characters and kind of make up our own games. We were especially obsessed with the Death Busters, and we would, pretend to be the scientists and just make up BS to do with work and papers. We would just write nonsense and be like, yep, we're making evil experiments. One time we even went in the fridge and just mixed a bunch of stuff together, and we were trying to make someone drink it, just pretending to be like Udiel and Mehmet. It was pretty fun. But anyway, for a while I kind of forgot about the series after it stopped airing on Cartoon Network. And I remembered it maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I was in mineralogy class because I had to look up some information on the mineral kaolinite. And when I was on Google Images, I started getting pictures of the character as well as pictures of the mineral. And I was like, wait a minute. And when I started scrolling down, I clicked on the wiki page and then started making the connection that all these characters were named after minerals. And then I kind of started watching it again, and now I'm re-obsessed.
Thank you.
Hi. I got into Sailor Moon because my older sister was completely obsessed watching it growing up. She's 6 years older than me, so it kind of made sense that I would just sit with her and watch it, because she had the anime on bootleg. So,
Yay!
so I watched a lot of that, and I kind of skipped around through the seasons, because I watched the first season, then I watched the 5th season, and then skip around and miss quite a bit. So I recently just started catching up more, and Sailor Moon Crystal has been really fun for me to watch because I watched a lot of the original series, and I really am liking it.
My fun story about watching when it was originally on, I think it was like Fox in the morning. We had a TV set up in the garage, and I would watch it out there as I fed the cats. But the problem was the bus would come like 5 minutes before the half hour was over. So every day the bus driver knew that I would be running down the street to catch the bus because I had to see what the end of the episode was going to be. I just had to. But I've always been a fan, and it never went away.
My name is Ray, I'm from Heartland, and Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z are the first 2 animes that I ever got into. And I'm actually happy to see that there's actually quite a few guys over here, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is a girl thing. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you want to think about it, everything is considered for everyone. I mean, here I am wearing My Little Pony up here, so I mean, just saying. But I don't care, what it is that you're into. You're into it, and that's awesome. This is one that is always going to be in my heart, just like Dragon Ball Z will be.
I'm just like Ray over here. I've been watching Sailor Moon since the 90s. I stopped after it finished. A friend brought it back up to me that it was being redubbed by Viz Media, which made me happy, to which led me to Sailor Moon Crystal. So I'm happy they're rebooting the series altogether.
I'll go brown.
Why? I'm shooting you.
Why you want my head? Okay, sorry.
Dog. Goose.
Sorry.
So, like the other guy, I'm only doing this because he actually mentioned Dragon Ball Z, and I actually... No, wait, sorry.
I love my Vegeta, okay?
Okay, so I watch Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network like every day, and sometimes Sailor Moon will come on or before, and so I would just kind of like not knowing what was next, like just recoiling from the Dragon Ball Z episode, I would just sit there and watch Sailor Moon and wait for Tuxedo Man to show up. And then just like watch his lameness, just like doing the text. So I just kind of end up just started watching it out of habit after watching Dragon Ball Z. That's the only reason I got exposed to Sailor Moon.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were like back to back on 2.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, they were.
That was a good hour.
And then you did Yu Yu Hakusho, Gundam Wing, and everything else.
Gundam Wing.
Here we go.
Here we go. More people.
Hi everybody.
Hi. Good morning.
I've been a Sailor Moon fan since my sister got me into it. I have 4 sisters, and we just adopted my little 3-year-old sister, and she is about to cosplay. Her first cosplay was Harley Quinn, but her next cosplay is going to be something from Sailor Moon, probably Chibi Chibi.
Hi, I just wanted to mention, thank the Lord for Janami. I would run home off the school bus every day to sit down and watch it, and just that exposure, I ended up going to JFAGs, and it kept this long cycle of anime fandom going. And they just re-released the manga, so I got back into reading that 12 manga later. And I didn't even know there was a Sailormoon crystal, so I'm really happy about that, and I'm really glad to be here. Thanks.
I got into Sailor Moon back in the 90s. I used to watch it after school, or in the afternoons. When I was pregnant for my son, it came on at 5:30 in the morning. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning just to watch Sailor Moon. And then I would watch whatever came on after that and kill time until I had to get my ex up for work. But I actually have like 8 VHS tapes full of shows that I tape every morning at 5:30 in the morning, just so that I can have them. I've introduced my son to it. I have the first 5 re-releases of the manga. My son's 17. He's introduced me to things like Full Metal Alchemist, and I introduced him to Sailor Moon.
Thank you.
Hi. Okay, so I got into Sailor Moon in the 90s. I've literally never stopped watching it. Right after I finished the 90s one, I heard that this wasn't like the original. It was a Japanese version. I'm like, oh gosh, I must acquire immediately. So I did that. Then I saw Sailor Stars. And then I found there was a manga. I got to that. Then PGSM. It was weird. Timeline, then music and everything. But I've been in Sailor Moon forever. And then I started reacquiring merchandise that I've lost over the years. So I'm in crippling debt. I'm just kidding. So like I've been scouring eBay for like all these things that I've lost, like the art books and things like that. But anyway, Sailor Moon's awesome, and it's like totally shaped my entire anime career or whatever. I started out with Sailor Moon DVD just like everybody else did. So yeah.
I started watching, I guess like the 90s and like intermittently, because I was like a kid and had no attention span. But I did eventually watch the sub version entirely. But like my favorite character has always been Neptune. I just found her really captivating. It's like who I want to be as a person. I never actually watched Sailor Moon on Cartoon Network. I actually watched it from stealing my cousin's tapes, which she never let me watch, so I had to do it secretly. And I ended up watching them so many times that I broke them. When I wasn't supposed to have them, so I tried to hide them, which didn't go over very well. When I found out that Sailor Moon Crystal was coming out, I went back and rewatched every single episode of the original in Japanese with subtitles.
Yay!
And now I'm watching Crystal now on Crunchyroll. I started watching Sailor Moon back in '97, back in the 90s. I've been a fan since the 90s. I came across, I was watching it on Toonami because I was trying to find a particular show for my younger brothers to watch, and we came across Sailor Moon and we're like, what is this? What is this? I actually got all 3 of my brothers to sit down and watch it. They're like 6, 10 years younger than me, and so we watched the 90s on the television, and then I came across the manga, and the rest was history. I've been running panels, and who knows what's next. But I've been watching Crystal since the latest episode. I have not watched today's episode, so don't say anything. Don't say anything.
I haven't seen it yet
either. One of my past co-panelists, Yoshinex, put something up, and I'm like, please do not spoil me right now.
Yeah, I'll share.
Yeah.
Everyone died.
Well, I remember in the late 90s, when it was syndicated, they were overly running these commercials for this annoying-looking girl show, Sailor Moon. And over and over, I was getting browbeaten with it by my TV because I wasn't going to turn off my TV. Are you crazy? It was on 10 hours a day, pretty much every waking hour. I wake up, I turn on the TV before I turn on the light.
TV was your life.
So you have no choice to watch these commercials with Zoe Sailormoon kicking people, trying to make it out to be a boys' action show, and Sailor Venus is kind of hot. Oh, I'm sick today. Oh, they're airing it. I'll watch this. I think the first one I watched was the figure skating episode with that emphasized Makoto, or Lita. And I was surprised by how funny it was. It was very charming. And the next thing I know, I'm addicted to this. I'm VHSing it in secret every day, setting the VCR up before I run out the door to school. Then I'm going to comic conventions, looking for bootleg VHS tapes, as I say, after I found out that we didn't get the real version. We got something that was grossly censored. And the rest is history. Now I'm here with Meg doing panels, doing cosplays, and helping you find people.
Well, thank you for sharing your stories. All right. Can I have a couple victims? It doesn't matter if you're in cosplay or not. Go ahead and line yourself here. I want you to be proud and throw down there.
Okay, I just need to do this real quick.
Basically what you're going to do is I'm going to play the clip. And you're going to re-pose this tap. So, go ahead. You can improvise if you wanted to. Do you need a re-clip or are you good?
How does it finish though? She was still spinning.
She spins and then she does the pose.
Yeah, it kind of finishes with the beam attack hitting the camera.
Just improvise.
So if you'll come up front.
You should know this. You're Jupiter.
Nursing school has kind of ruined my life. Like,
Do not look into the projector.
no, I don't want to go blind. Jupiter. Oh, what?
Evolution.
Evolution. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Jupiter. Oh, evolution. Woo!
Next victim.
Just get yourself
What it looks like?
Oh, okay.
I don't think he has a chance.
Jupiter! Oh, evolution!
Stand over here.
Next.
No pictures.
You're making videos.
Hope you can hear me with this on.
Nice.
Oh no.
Jupiter! Evolution! The crossover.
Go ahead.
Line up, would you?
Morphin' time.
Line up, don't look in the light.
Morphin' man.
Over there. All right.
Line up so we can see you.
This way. All right. Contestant number 1, come out to the audience. Contestant number 1. Contestant number 2.
You don't have to return to the line.
Contestant number 4. I believe there was a clear runner. That was Jupiter. Woo! Jupiter. Everybody else, go ahead and stand. I like to be intentional.
This is bubble spray, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't stare in the projector.
All right. Bubble spray. Bubble spray. Bubble spray.
Other way, honey. There you go.
Am I gonna let you stop doing this? Sorry. Alright, here we go. Something like bubble spray.
You don't have to return to the corner.
All right.
Contestant 1, step up.
Contestant number 1. Okay. Contestant number 2. Contestant number 3. Contestant number 4. I think there's a clear winner. Are you 3 or 2?
2.
2. So 2-1. Well, thank you. And I have a little for you. Got a little prize for you.
What'd you get?
Oh, there's a little history about the prizes. You're getting prizes from artists around the world. Majority of the artists have donated artwork. And do I have any artists that had donated artwork from this convention that are here? In the audience? You left it up there. Please check out local artists in the artist alley and thank them for the prizes. There we go. All right. Curtains. Oh, I have
Even my tripod is failing.
I have this one. All right, victims, come up here, please. Oh, I have it. It's sitting right there in front of my face.
Double click it.
There we go. Thank you. All right, just 3 this time? Is there a guy that's willing to come up here? Please get up here. Get up here. Woo! Woo!
You want to do it, I'll do it again.
Oh.
You've already been fooled.
All right. Are you guys ready? Yeah. All right. All right. Whatever you do not hit the ground with it, Saturn. We do not want you to just crush it. Go ahead and get it. While she's doing that, you got it? Oh, okay, go ahead. Whatever you do not touch the ground. All right, you're good? All right.
Well, somebody go.
Go ahead and come up here, over here, so you have more room. You have more. Our lovely Saturn. Woo!
Jupiter, scream!
Oh. Oh dear.
All right.
I know I messed Be the 2 people in there.
Sorry for the random location.
Dead. Scream. God, I almost didn't do it. I'm so nervous. I forgot. Did the. I know.
Scream. Maybe play this one? I believe.
I know.
Now you got me doing it.
I know.
Pluto.
Uh-huh.
Dead. Scream.
Woo! All right. Contestant number 1.
Step forward.
Contestant
Or don't.
number 2. Contestant number 3. Contestant number 3. Or 4, I mean. Is that 4?
3.
Contestant number 3. Okay, it's number 3.
Yes, 3-1. Take your prize.
Good job. Thank you.
What'd you get? Notepad? Cool.
All right, next section. We're going to cover merchandise, manga, musical, anime, etc. All right. I'm just going to briefly go through some of the slides. If you have any kind of questions, I can try to answer these. These are the new pull-up
Yeah, you said it was.
pull-up dolls. So you got the lovely Anderson cheese in tuxedo mask.
Can you
Does
see that?
anybody have these, or are they way too expensive for you? I would love to own one. I want Jupiter. The princess one's really pretty. Next, these are the little chibi little figures. They're so adorable. I want these. They're so cute. They're the girls. They're girls. There's some more. Now these, if you have been following like the lottery, they've been doing the lottery. You put so many tickets in, you pay such and such amount, and you can win this little lovely figure of Sailormoon on the rainbow moon. Or you can buy them on eBay. Just watch the pricing on it. 100, 200, depending on what you're looking at. Alright, these lovely little moon stick and the moon rod. Does anybody have any of these?
I have the old ones.
You know the old ones? Question. How much did you spend for it?
I don't know.
No, I heard a 90 back there. Was anything lower than 90?
I was the one who had one as a little kid, but it ended up going to Goodwill. The regret is real.
The only thing I have is Pretty Garden Sailormoon wand. Because I'm huge on Pretty Garden Sailormoon. And I love the musicals.
I got all 5 of Sailormoon's weapons. Weapons from R, Super S, and Stars. They're imported from Japan, new in box for like $80. They go for like $400 now. It's insane.
Next. Tuxedo Mask has a figure for me. He's posable. He can pose with his Usagi. And then you got these lovely foam charms, which I want. They're from Crystal. And they're so adorable. Alright. As you might kind of see.
I have a question.
Yes,
loud. The tuxedo mask figure, were those the Figmas? Or not the Figmas, but the kind of like Figmas?
SH figures?
Yes.
Yes. Those, yes. That's
Okay.
Who here owns all the new release ones?
Almost.
Almost?
I had some of the mixed ones, but they don't hard.
Okay. They're based off these that were released in 2003, 2004, when Pretty Garden Sailormoon came out. So I have copies of these. And then I do have copies of them. These are the books that are up here. Just a sample of one in Codenames in the Sailor B. And they also released the side stories. Does anybody have the side stories as well? I have one. Those are the box set. I'm just briefly going over this because it's just, who here has the perfect, the pretty large book edition? Do you know about these? These are the new ones that were just released. The big gigantic books that are like, I want to say they're A. Don't quote me on this because I'm not the best at this. This is volume 1 of Sailormoon, and they're printed bigger. You got full page, color pages in here. I don't know if you can see
Kind of
it.
like a Visbig.
Huh?
Kind of like a Visbig almost.
Kind of like that. She redid the artwork on there, and then I have volume 1 of Conan Sailor V as well. I actually own the whole set. They're very pricey on these. You're lucky to get these for $12 a piece. If not, 20 a piece, or no, about 40 or 50 a piece, depending on if you've seen them on eBay. Those are just, yeah. All right. Who here has seen any of the musicals? These are, I'm just showing a couple pictures from the musicals from 1993 to 2005. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do sharing on what your favorites are, but if you wanted to, maybe two volunteers want to share the story about it, go ahead and raise your hand. Like anything about the musicals that you like.
Over there.
Okay.
I was just very lucky to see this because there was an anime store open by my house a while ago, and they had like an anime section where you could rent the videos, and I was actually able to rent the whole series, like they had the box set in Japanese, and I'm just like really lucky to see that because you find it on YouTube, well, you did back then, and I couldn't find it all. But it was just so awesome to see like the whole thing, the whole set, get to rent it. It was nice.
Not to mention they go down and we got all their
Oh yeah, cool. I don't think there were subtitles as young.
Was there another one that wanted to share the story about about the musical, or are you good? We'll move on. All right. Has anybody seen any of the new musicals? Alrighty. I have actually got a pamphlet here of the first one that came out in 2013. So at the end of the panel, if we have enough time, you're welcome to browse through this. This is like, if you ever gone to like musicals or plays, you get the pamphlet books, the program books, and that's basically what this is. And you can take a note. I actually put the release dates on here. This is the new one that came out last year based on the manga. If you notice the title is one of the title of one of the acts. The latest news that I know about the one that's in 2015 for this year, MissDream.org, if you follow Ellie from there, she just announced this morning that come September to October this year, there'll be a new musical for Sailormoon. There's a couple of people who already purchased tickets or are already making plans to go over in Japan again. Alrighty. Here's a slide of, we pretty much know the news about Viz taking over the anime. A lovely little picture from last year of our lovely new cast members. They're sitting, the voice actors are sitting next to the characters that they represent. I'm not sure if everybody here has heard the new dub. If you have, do you like it?
Yeah.
Do you like much better? Okay.
No.
They actually.
Calm down. I'm hearing a lot of, they like it. Why don't you like it?
Because the main character, I have to listen to her talk all the time, and I hate that voice. The rest of them are fine. I just hate that one.
Oh, you're not.
And Luna. I don't like. I am so used to this motherly voice, but it's kind of like it doesn't. The rest of them are fine. Like I play Jupes. I love Jupes. She's my favorite person ever, and I so approve of that voice.
I hate Usagi's voice too.
Usagi's voice. I'm just sitting here going like, no. I'm used to Darian. And
I'm sorry. I don't go by the English names anymore. We go by the Japanese names.
I was just doing my impression, but.
Oh no, you're fine. When I hear her voice, I'm thinking of those who hear No Gun at Sword. She's Wendy in there, and then the voice of Luna does Carbon 99 there. So I hear their voices behind there. But I do have a list of the cast members. I don't know if you can read it back there. The one that's Tuxedo Mask is Robbie Diamond. You're not going to see that. That's Brown. But if you recognize some of these names, and you see them at the conventions, okay. I had the first night at Glass City last year to actually meet Todd. I was actually his first Jedi autograph, and he put it on Twitter on that last year. So he personally liked it. I had, those who were able to travel down to Ohio later this year in August, Matsuri-con has Patrick Seiss, aka Kunzai, Christina V, aka Sailor Mars Ray. So, and we're working on getting some more Sailor V guests. If you go to other conventions and you take a note of these people, please go to them and have them sign Sailor Moon stuff. They're excited to be Sailor Moon characters. So, Johnny Onbosh, if you know that name, he's aka Black Ranger. And I freaked out when they announced him as Artemis, and I went up to him last year at Matsuri-con. He was one of our first guests at Matsuri-con back in 2006. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm Artemis. So, very casual. And then these are the latest people, since we're up to, are we up to R, or we're still in the June?
We just finished season 1, we're going into season 2 right now.
Okay, these are the latest people that they have announced that I hadn't had before. Like Wendy Lee is Queen Serenity. Victoria Taylor is Sailor Pluto, Sailor Fox. Some of these are new names that we probably not know. But if you see them in the lineup of any of the conventions you go to, please go check them out. Tell them that you're a fan.
Where do you watch the redub?
The redub, you can watch them on Hulu, and depending on which one they are. Or you could be like me and buy the box set set 1, set 2 on Blu-ray or DVD. They're out. I go to Right Stuff, they're about $54. Or if you're lucky, you can go to the vendor's room. If they still have it, you can buy them in there.
They had them on DVD, but not Blu-ray.
Yeah, I bought my Blu-ray box. These are the limited edition ones. That, where is it?
If you're lucky, you can find
This lovely little coin came with the first edition. So, any questions? Robin.
Yeah, Veronica Taylor did Ash Ketchum.
Ash? From Pokemon. Okay. Alright. I'm getting used to these names. I'm not big on dubs, but I will support them as long as they're with anime. Alright. As you can, I just recently went over. There's a gold coin that went with the limited edition. I have it up here. It's a lovely little gold coin that's right here. It's actually gold, 24. So, and that went with the limited edition set 1. Set 2 came with a set of cards, like your cards from the villains. Have you seen those art prints out online for those? I don't have a set with me. I'm supposed to get a set of those. But you can buy them on Right Stuff. I have a drink link here. Or you just go to rightstuff.com and look for it. Who here has been watching Crystal? Alright. Next question is, do you love it or do you hate it? Nate, don't say anything.
I love it.
Okay. Alright. Is it the animation that you hate?
Yeah.
Okay, the little weird eyes and stuff like that?
Melting faces.
Other than all that, if it was okay, is the storyline okay?
Yes.
Go straight from manga.
Tell me when I can talk again.
He wants to range it because he doesn't like Crystal. That's why. The one thing, have you noticed any differences between Crystal and the original manga?
No gay generals.
No, that's
manga.
That's the 90s anime. I'm talking about the manga versus Crystal.
They're more in character like the manga.
Okay. There was one back when they were fighting Queen Beryl. Do you remember when Sailor V quote unquote killed Queen Beryl?
Stabby, stabby.
Supposed to be stabbed through the heart or the chest? Yeah. Do you remember seeing it on Crystal? They didn't do it. They basically hit her necklace and she melted away. Probably, I don't know if they're censored rights or they can't show that, but yet they show other stuff going on. She's got a big ass sword going on. I don't know the reason behind that. But is there any other differences between Crystal and the manga that you know that you spot out that I probably missed? Guitar, speak up.
I don't know. It's been a while since I read the manga, but I believe that the 4 knights actually died in the manga.
Correct.
And they didn't in the anime.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
They just did
They're not really dead. They're supposed to be. They're in the crystals. Whether or not we're going to see him carry the crystals, I don't know. I'm waiting to hear that. But I do like that there was a relationship between them.
Didn't they get shattered when Usagi slashed him?
Yeah, they saved his life, but still they're not dead. I mean,
They're there. They're just not in the same.
It's kind of like, stars.
At
Nobody
least they gave us the relationship that the fans were wanting for years, right?
Well, and this light bit of romance that it showed with, I know this girl. Every time they fought theirs.
Don't piss off Jupiter. Don't piss off Mars or something like that.
No, like when Nephrite
Yeah.
was like, I know this girl when he was fighting Jupiter, and I'm like, yeah.
I know. Who here stays up to 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch it? Either on Hulu or Crunchyroll or wherever. You don't have to, in theory. You can watch it anytime you want.
I wake up to watch it.
Alright, just some lovely shots. You've probably seen these. There's Tux. And it's moving graph. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That freaked me out the first time when I put these in here. I was like,
Screw you, umbrellas. We're not weak little girls who need your protection.
Alrighty. Let's see if I can find some comparison. We were comparing a little bit a few minutes ago, but if you notice from the 90s to the manga to the anime, there are some comparison. There you go. You got your lovely hearts going on. I don't see that going on in Crystal, but you got your lovely Usagi from Pretty Garden. Now, sadly, I don't have a picture from the musicals, but there you go. Can you see? Can you see in the far corner? You see Ami-chan down there with the lovely plush cat. There you go. See? Transformations, like you said, you need to care for those. It could be budget. I'm not 100% sure.
They're about the only thing from Crystal that I do like.
But I love how close it is by page by frame. Is that on? You heard me? You heard her?
Oh, I want that so bad.
Watch. Watch. Just listen to her. If I ignore her for a little bit, she'll start with me on it. So, ready?
Yes.
All right. All right. Raise your hand if you know it. Oh.
Can't see half of it.
Can you turn the light off? Can you guys read it? You can see it now, right?
You can't see it. Yeah, the table.
All right. Basically, out of it's I can't say it because I'm going to basically tell what the answer is. Basically, the parallel of Sailormoon was released in what volume of the released manga? Which volume does it appear in? If that makes any sense. And one in the blue.
The Sailormoon Short Stories, Volume 2.
Yes. Can you open it? Come on.
Thank you.
All right. What'd you get? 1, 2, 3. Which actress from the musicals later landed a role in the Pretty Garden Sailormoon live action of Sailormoon?
Was it the actress who played Alma?
No. Next? No? You guys see? Has anybody seen the musical? Not musical, but the live action Sailormoon?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember? And if you've seen the musicals, if you saw the live action, did you see a... No, you gotta raise your hand. But I heard you. Anybody else? No? Yes?
Do we have to give a name?
It can either be the actress name or the character.
Sailor Venus!
No. Yes.
Mercury.
No.
Sailor Jupiter?
No.
Luna? Sailor Mars? Queen Beryl?
Did you give up?
Sailor Moon?
Did you guys give up? Yeah.
PGSM Barrel was a porn star.
Molly? Okay. All right. Number 1, 2, 3. Who survived until the end of the manga? You got parted. Was there another hand up? Wait a minute. No? Anybody else? In the back? Hold on. Hold your talk. What? No.
I mean, do you mean like Chibi Chibi and Eternal Sailor?
You had part, but I wanted to see if there was yes.
Sailor Cosmos? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is interesting. Yes. Okay. You originally said Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Stand up. You said Sailor Moon Cosmo. Stand up. Stand up. Go ahead and stand up. Well, half right. I was half right. Go ahead and sit down. Basically, you had half of the question right. So here you go. I guess it works. Sit down. All right. In the 90s anime, what season does Umio, or if you want to call him Marvin, last seen?
Melvin.
Melvin, I mean. Why can't I say your name? Radiance. Yeah, go ahead. Or Taru. Or I think I did right. Yeah, go ahead. Two. In order.
I want to say in the third season.
Sailor Moon Super is
Right, and then the one in
the
the
third
behind.
series.
Okay, the one in the behind. What was your answer?
I was gonna say the fourth season.
No, but she had it. She had it. That was season 3, right?
Well, Super S is the 4th series.
No, it's not. It's just blah and then R.
Sailor Moon R, Super S. Oh,
The Doom Train.
Classic R, S, Super S Classic.
That's just an art.
That's in the anime. We're talking about in the manga.
Oh.
Super S is the fourth.
Well, they don't really use those
All right, you both
distinctions.
can come up because I made a mistake. You both can come up.
This is a train wreck. Come on up.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Who killed Queen Barrow with Sailor Moon Crystal? Moon.
Sailor Moon.
That's right. Technically, I think so.
We discussed this earlier.
Yeah.
Watch that.
Get your hands off my man.
Here you go. You're welcome. All right. I think this is a bonus. I'm on a bonus. Bonus question. In episode 1 of Sailor Moon Crystal, where is it hidden PNP? Okay, I knew somebody was going to ask me. The PNP is abbreviated as the copyrights that you see on all the Sailor Moon stuff. It's Princess Naoko Planning. There is a logo in the first episode of Crystal. Where do you think it's at?
The arcade.
We're getting warm. Where in the arcade?
Oh.
The Sailor Moon game.
Almost.
That's what I was gonna
No,
say
no.
too.
Inside the Sailor Moon game.
No. No? What?
She was wrong. She thought it was.
I know somebody back there knows what it is. That's why I'm trying to see if somebody else has it. Let's see. Go.
Sailor Moon poster.
There you go. Do you see it? Do you see it in the corner? Jupiter, I knew you were going to know that. I was afraid somebody was going to be here from one of my past panels. Okay.
Come on up, Lit Crow.
There you go. You're welcome. Let's see. All right. All right. This is a lovely picture from Anime Expo from last year. I put a quote out on Facebook underneath Family Moonlight. I don't know if you saw this share post or not, but I do challenge all Moonies this convention season to increase their gatherings / photo shoots at their local conventions. If Anime Expo can have a large gathering, why can't other conventions? Is that a statement? We want to see more of our cosplayers dress up? I would love to beat that one day.
Oh, God,
We
yes.
need to beat that one day. If they could take over, this is like a hall, and they're only in one section of that hall, like maybe this size, right here. Like if you go all the way back to the chairs back there, you know how big this room is? They probably filled this room plus maybe another half. Maybe.
This morning we had maybe 10.
10 showed up. That's pretty decent. That's decent.
2 years ago we had 4.
Yeah, I was there.
Congratulations, everybody.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the river, there are about 200 Homestucks frolicking at their panel. Don't let the Homestucks win.
It's a challenge, and there's no deadline. It's a challenge. It doesn't matter if it's this year or next year. Future years go on. We got to build our
Support Sailor
We
Moon
need our
cosplay.
army, yeah, I like
Support
that.
your local Sailor Moon photo shoots.
Oh, yes.
Other people are counting on you, and you will enjoy it for yourself.
Literally counting.
If you come to Mount
Counting on
Sericon in
one
Columbus,
hand.
Ohio, I actually basically run photo shoots. So technically, I guys give you an option to maybe 4 shoots or whatever. If you want to come to Mount Sericon, I'll push you guys to bring the biggest ever. Try to. All right. Let's see. Lisa of Facebook on her group, the Sailormoon New York City, which is underneath, it's tagged underneath Sailormoon Meetup. Who here has seen the video footage of last year's 2014 Sailormoon International Day? That was online. She interviewed Miss Dream and a couple other people. No? Okay. Basically, Lisa had a suggestion for everybody. It doesn't matter where you're at in the country. If you guys want to have local meetups that are dedicated to Sailormoon, you can create a group or event on Facebook or a website, whatever you like, and you can say, hey, I'm from Michigan. We want to get together, do karaoke one night, have Christmas parties, Halloween parties, just to name a few. So if you want to create your own local group here in Michigan, you're more than welcome to. Sadly, I won't be able to help you in that area because I'm from Ohio. But if you want to take over, like Nate or anybody, go ahead and do that. Do you guys have any questions regarding the meetup groups or anything? All right, cosplay contest. Everybody that's in costume, that's related to Sailormoon only, please come up.
I'm just sad. I made them. I guessed.
I'd like to run camera. Here, point it at whoever's doing stuff. Don't hit the record button.
Whoever's doing stuff. Hanging over here.
All right.
I got
We're
nominated.
going to start. What actually going to start over here? Sure. Okay. All right. How this works as your cosplay contest, you're going to introduce yourselves as your character, and you're going to play to the audience, basically. All right. Sailormoon, go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead. No, you can do it really loud. It's okay. Whatever you want to do. It's okay. No, you're introducing yourself as your character.
I'm Sailormoon.
Your audience, you're out. Is there anything else you want to say about yourself? No? No? Okay. All right. Go ahead, Julius.
I'm Chibiusa.
I'm Jupiter, and I like kicking bad guy butt so hard that my backbone fell off.
I'm Sailormoon, champion of love and justice, and I am here to triumph over evil, and that means you. Oh, and Luna too.
Free Serenity and running a entire kingdom and raising that little pink, occasionally no offense, sweetheart, nightmare. Well, you are my daughter, and well, can be a challenge, but I'm managing. Woo!
If your voice is loud, I don't have to use the mic. Do you think you're low? Go ahead.
Use the mic anyway, it helps my camera.
All right.
I'm Neptune, and I enjoy playing the violin.
Oh, you know, I'm Sailor Jupiter, guardian of love and courage. I'll kick your ass and then I'll bake you a cake to make you feel better.
Hello, I'm Uchiru Kaio, and
I'm not Haruka's cousin.
I am Haruka, and we like to throw rose petals as we walk. We're that badass.
I'm Sailor Jupiter, and if you mess with my friends, I will kick your butt.
I'm Sailormoon, and in the name of the moon,
I'll punish you.
I'm Luna, and I'm here to guide Usagi to become Sailormoon, leader of the Sailor Scouts and Princess of the Moon.
I'm Akane Karasuma, also known as Lead Crow, a talent agent from Galaxy TV. I just have to say, this is not the time to eat pizza. You have to steal a star seed if you want to stay my rival.
I'm Sailor Aluminum Siren, and I'm very pleased to meet you.
I'm a wicked lady,
chosen by the wise man to be the queen of darkness. I have no friends. I have no family. I am alone.
I'm Sailor Venus, guided by the gods of love and beauty.
I am Kunzite, heavenly king of the Middle East and greatest of the Shiteno. I will kill Sailor Moon and take the silver crystal from my queen barrel.
Woo! Alright, contestant number 1.
I hope you're ready for
Contestant number 2. Contestant number 3. Contestant number 4. Contestant number 5. Contestant number 6. Contestant number 7. Contestant number 8. It's a duo. Contestant number 9. Contestant number 10. Contestant number 11. Contestant number 12. Contestant number 13. Contestant number 14. 15. And contestant number 16. Alright. I do have a clear winner. I need Black Lady sing. Don't nobody else move. Black Lady sing. Contestant number 4. Woo! Alright, Wicked Lady, go over here. Moon, go over there. We're gonna go through this one more time. Contestant number 1. Contestant number 2. Contestant number 3. Contestant number 4. Contestant number 5. Contestant number 6. Contestant number 7, the duo. Contestant number 8. Contestant number 9. Contestant number 11. No, 10. You were 10. Contestant number 11. Number 12. Contestant number 13. Contestant number 14. Okay. Alright. 1 is Black Lady, 2 is Moon, and 3 is Jupiter. Stay up here. It's okay.
Shall the rest stand down?
Yeah, everybody else can go out, but thank you so much.
Cakes for everybody. Cakes for everybody.
Alright. 3rd place.
You're welcome.
Second place. And 1st place. You're welcome. Alrighty.
What'd you
You're
get?
welcome. Thank you. Thank you. No problem.
Oh, those are nice.
I'm sorry.
That's pretty much it for everything we're going to tape. You want to do a wrap for the tape?
Yeah, do a rap. Everybody say a rap to the tape.
Anything you want to say in closing?
I like to thank Shuto. I like to thank Miss Dream. I like to thank my co-panelist Nate and Angel for being my mascot angel for Family Moonlight, and a lot of other people, and I'm glad that you're viewing our video of our panel. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.